Welcome to the Marquis Masters podcast. I'm Beth Mund, and I'm so pleased today to be able to talk with Gladys Keith. She is the president of FSB, Friends of Small Business Agency. And for Gladys, finance was never her plan. But an unexpected pivot early in her career led to something extraordinary. Today, she's the go-to expert in surety bonds, helping construction companies and contractors across Florida to secure the performance and payment bonds they need to land major contracts and get to work. Today, you'll learn what surety bonds actually are, why integrity is the ultimate business strategy, and how one woman turned a dear friend's legacy into a thriving company of her own. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, welcome. Head over to marquiswho'swho.com where trailblazers like Gladys get the spotlight that they deserve. It's the who's who of who you actually need to know. And if you love today's episode, leave us a review. It's the bond that keeps this podcast going. Hello, and welcome to the Marquis Masters podcast. I'm Beth Mund, and today our special guest is Gladys Keith. Hello, Gladys. Welcome.
Hi, welcome to you.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to meet you. I want to jump right in and ask you, what got you started in the world of finance?
Okay, that is kind of a funny story because finance was never on my radar. My major was economics when I was in college.
Oh,
And when I started working in the corporate America, then had this management rotation program, and I wound up in accounting. And the supervisors and managers in accounting noticed that I was very good with numbers. So I wound up just staying in that area, and that's how I grew in the corporate America. And actually, that's how I got involved in actually working in the financing kind of area.
I see.
But it was more really finance. It was more accounting, looking at financial statements and understanding that kind of stuff.
I see.
Okay?
Can you share with everyone where you went to school?
University of Miami. That's where I went to school. And where I was working in corporate America was Florida Power and Light,
I see.
the electrical company here.
I see. And now let's jump right in. Can you explain to us, especially those of us who are not familiar, what is a surety bond company do and what is your role?
Okay. My company is a surety agency, and what we do is provide surety services to companies. Most of the companies are in the construction industry because if they're getting contracts, I specialize in contract surety bonds. So when they get a contract, I help them get their performance and payment bonds, which are a requirement before they can start the project. If they are working for like federal government, any type of municipality, they have to provide that performance and payment bond before they can start the job. So that's the type of service that I provide them. But it's not just construction industry, because the private companies nowadays also require their contractors, their service companies, anybody getting a contract with them, to provide a performance and payment bond so that they can guarantee the work that they're doing. Because they need to cover the performance. They need to come in and do what they say and at the price that they say. So the service that a surety agency does is provide those bonds that they need to get started on their project. And that's what I do. What I do in my agency is I'm like a preliminary underwriter. When the company gives me their submission, I review everything and make sure that I have everything that the actual surety company wants and see. See, I used to work in the banking industry, so I understand how to underwrite. So I underwrite the file before I even send it to the surety company, because when I send it over there, I know I'm going to get a yes because I'm covered everything they want. And that's what I do. That's actually what set me apart from
I
a
see.
lot of the other. I understand the surety side.
I see. You are a pivotal part of the process that ensures success for the construction project. Fantastic.
And all service companies, any company that needs a bond, I help.
Wonderful. And you've helped many through the years with much money, like quite a lot of money that you've been able to secure and provide for them so they could do these projects successfully. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I see on your bio that you have a son who is looking to take over and maybe perhaps build on your success in your company. Tell us about your family and what role they've played in helping you succeed as well.
Okay. Well, the main role that was my father. I come from a large family. I'm the oldest of 10 children.
Wow.
I know. He had seven. He and my mom had 7 girls and 3 boys. And he wanted to make sure the girls were independent and can take care of themselves. So that was a strong influence on me, being independent, knowing that I can go out into the world and do whatever I wanted to do without depending on someone else. I could do it myself. And that was the biggest influence that he gave me. And as far as I noticed on your little practice questions, you wanted to know if I had a mentor. There was no mentor in my family because I was the first one to go to college. So I started the college trend for all my other siblings. But when I was working in the banking arena, there was a vice president of a surety company noticed my presentation and how I was doing what I was doing. You never know who's watching you. And so she approached me and asked if I would be interested in doing her side, surety. And that's how I got into surety. She paid for me to go back to school, which is something I did not want to do, but back to school to get my license. And that's how I started doing surety.
Wow. What a lovely invitation for you. Congratulations. And then you had mentioned, and we had earlier pointed out on your bio, are you mentoring then your son, or is he already full force working for you and working in the company?
He's working in the company as an agent.
Ah,
He's got his license. I, I pay for him to go and get his license. And so now he's working as an agent, and I'm slowly training him and transitioning him to take over.
I see. Well, how's that going?
It's going pretty good. I'm really surprised. He started out in the education, teaching and stuff, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to work for myself like you, Mom."
Aw, that's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your work with the Minority Business Development Agency, what that is, and how you work within it?
Okay. I'm kind of sad about the Minority Business Agency because the current administration has shut it down as of last year. But what that agency was doing was providing technical support and financial support for small businesses throughout the country. And how my part was whenever the company would get a contract, because it was federal, they always required a bond. So I did technical support for the bonding and helped them get bonds so that they could, when they were starting out, they could do the projects because most of them didn't have bonding, didn't really know what bonding was.
Well, you're such a resource.
Have you ever wondered how some people's stories live on, not just through their work, but through history itself? For nearly 130 years, Marquis Who's Who has been documenting the lives of leaders, innovators, and changemakers across every profession. From CEOs and scientists to artists and educators, Marquis has captured the stories behind success, the people who define our times. Being listed in Marquis Who's Who isn't just recognition, it's taking control of your personal brand and using it to create a meaningful and impactful legacy. It's a record of your life's work, preserved, published, and accessible to generations who will study, research, and be inspired by your contribution. If you've built something meaningful and you've made an impact in your field or community, this is how you ensure your story is told and your personal brand is maintained accurately with integrity. Visit MarquisWho'sWho.com to learn more about how you or someone you admire can be featured, because history remembers those who take the time to record it.
Is there a way that people reach out to you to get some of that technical support they once had through this agency?
Yeah, they do now. They still do.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I still support the agency that was running the minority business for the federal government for Florida. They are still doing technical support service. They just aren't tied to the MBDA now, but they still provide that service, and I provide the bonding. I talk with my hands.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. And I'm sure with the people that you've met and work with throughout the years, they find you as a resource throughout the community. Are there other community activities that you enjoy where you live?
Yes, what I do now is I am on a board of directors for a community organization called Family Christian Association of America. It's kind of like a YMCA, and we service young people, students. We also service families too, but our concentration is on the young people in the community. So I do volunteer there.
Wonderful.
I got involved in that organization because I liked the logo. It says a place where lives are changed, and it just like did something for me. So I was like, okay, I'll work with them.
Wonderful. I'm sure they're very lucky to have you. Outside of your volunteer and board work, are there other activities or hobbies that you enjoy?
Yeah, I was very active in golf, and I like playing golf. Got stagnant, though, with golf when we had this COVID, and when COVID came around. So I'm slowly getting back into it, and I like attempting to write movies. Write movie ideas. That's something I do on the side. And I also play word games, puzzles. That's like the remote gaming thing I do. And I walk. I like walking.
Nice. Does the Florida heat allow you to do that often? Maybe this time of year?
Yeah, but after work, so I'm doing it as the sun goes down, not in the
Nice
heat of the day, but in the afternoon.
Oh, perfect. That's wonderful. Yeah. I love walking too. I had a walking treadmill underneath my standing desk for a while, but people kept seeing me on screen going like this. So I had to put it away.
Well, if you would see, I have a glider in my office.
Nice. That's so wonderful. Yeah. Then you can be inside on those rainy days too. Fantastic.
And do something.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, it is time now for our lightning round. Some questions I'm going to ask you to enjoy. No, don't worry. Here comes the fun. Gladys, if you could meet one person, who would it be and why?
Actually, I would love to meet Angela Davis. When I was younger and in school, it was a really turbulent time when I was in high school, and I just admired the fact that she stood up for what she believed in, and she didn't let what was happening around her stop her from following her choices of her heart and whatever. So I wanted to be a person that would do that, stand up for what I felt was right. So I would like to meet her.
Fantastic. All right, next question. If you could start your career all over again, would you have made any different choices?
Actually, I probably would have started on my own earlier. Because I actually like working, being my own boss and having it someone else tell me what to do. I like to run things myself. So I would have started earlier.
Started earlier. Would you have started in economics instead, do you think?
And being in economics was the professor of economics at University of Miami talked me into doing economics. When I first went to UM, I wanted to go into the medical school. I wanted to be a doctor.
Oh,
But the cadavers and all of that, I didn't, I just wanted to, the idea of cutting, actually, the people that volunteer themselves as samples for us
Sure.
to cut, and I couldn't get through that. I was like, because I kept looking. They didn't cover up the face. I think if they would have covered up the faces, I might have been able to carve a human being, but I just kept looking at this was a person.
sure.
And I think that I probably needed some kind of psychological help to get through that phase, but didn't get it. So I just transitioned over into business.
All right. Yeah. No judgment there. Well, Gladys, throughout your very successful and accomplished career, as well as your personal life and all the things, wonderful things that you've shared with us today, what would you say is one of the most important lessons that you've learned, or some advice that you'd like to give those of us who are very interested in hearing from what you've gained?
The advice I would like to give is never compromise on integrity. Always try to do the right thing in whatever circumstances that you are. Assess what you're doing. Make sure it's not illegal, immoral, or illegitimate. And then keep moving and do the best that you can do at what you're doing.
Wonderful advice. Thank you. Gladys, you've started your own successful business. Can you tell us about it and how you got started and why you started it?
When I was in the banking industry, it was very sad for me because I was the manager of the loan department. So when individuals or customers that come in for a loan, there's a checklist that I have to follow. And 90% of the people never qualify. So I was depressed most of the time because I always had to say no. So when the VP of the surety company, like I told you, paid for me to be an agent, and she wanted me to come work with her, and she was starting an agency. So when I went on the surety side of the industry out here, I was always positive. I was actually helping someone get a bond, get the contract that they wanted, and grow their business. So it was a positive for me to keep helping people. So when this person, her name was Linda Burton, she got ill. So she took me to lunch and told me she was very sick and that she was dying.
Uh-huh.
And she wanted me to incorporate, because I wasn't thinking about starting a business. She wanted me to incorporate and take over her company because she said she noticed that I was very good, but I've always been good with numbers. I was very good at helping these people get their companies to a position where it was always positive. I was always getting approvals. And I was like actually helping her company grow. It was like her number one producer. So she said, no, you would make a perfect agency, Gladys. So I want you to continue running my business and helping these people. So I incorporated, and when she passed, I just started doing it myself. And that's actually how I got started running my own business.
That's fascinating.
And as far as integrity, when you're in this arena, there are a lot of people, I mean, that's crooked in all, I guess, types of business. But as long as I stay, you know, what I'm trying to say is, as long as I tell them, look, I am going to do the right thing all the time. So if you come to me and you want me to bypass this or bypass that, I'm not going to do it because I want your business to grow. And the only way your business is going to grow is you do the things I tell you to do, and that will help you grow. If you try to shortcut it, you're not going to last. And my intent is not to work with people who are not serious about what you're doing. So that's how I keep the integrity, helps me keep the business owners you know, wanting to do the right thing and wanting to be honest.
Wow.
Because they see that's where I'm coming from all the time. I'm always helping them grow. And they know that that's what my whole intent is, to help them grow.
And they are lucky to work with you, Gladys. It's been such a pleasure getting to talk with you here today. I would love to have you advise me. You definitely carry the integrity value, and it's been so nice. I think people are definitely going to want to read more about you and your bio, and they can do that at themarquiswho'swho.com. Thank you so much for joining us today, Gladys.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for listening to today's Marquis Masters podcast. We look forward to having you check out more episodes like this and our special guests at marquiswho'swho.com. We'll see you right back here next time.